Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wealth Creators Club this week, and what I'm going to be talking about, as you've probably seen in the title of the video, is my main source of income, which is a cybersecurity consultant. At the end of this video you might be inspired to go into cybersecurity, and hopefully by the end of the video I would have given you some tips to get on your way. We may as well talk about it right from the start, because I know that's what you're all interested in, and this is the Wealth Creators Club after all. But how much money can you actually make in cybersecurity? Now junior positions, they can earn from maybe 30 to 50,000 pounds per year. If you become a consultant, you could earn up to £100,000 per year. Some consultants can even get up to £150,000 to £200,000 per year. And if you start your own consultancy, where your cybersecurity business, sky is really the limit. One of the benefits of remote working, get into cybersecurity for that reason, but it's kind of offered that opportunity. Explore different places, different cultures. You could sell NFTs and Bitcoin and do marketing for more money than that. There's other careers out there that you could make more money in. But if you want a career with longevity, that's probably going to stick around for quite a long time. I personally think cybersecurity is one of them. I've been working in cybersecurity for 6 years. I also went to university for 3 years. So you could say that the journey I've been on has taken about 10 years, but you could do it way faster than that. And you don't need to go to university. Don't listen to them. You really don't need to go to university. You don't to learn cybersecurity and even learn a lot of other things actually. There are other ways to learn cybersecurity. I didn't know this at the time. So I went to university and I studied business information systems. Didn't know that there was going to be anything to do with cybersecurity course, because at the time there wasn't. There was one networking module, and basically networking and computing is just how computers are connected together and how they talk to each other. But in this module there was a tiny part of cybersecurity, maybe only about half an hour. And my lecturer went through how you can attack a company and you can extract information. So what I did then, I used the tools that he provided me with, assess a company that I used to work for, and it returned some really sensitive information. And he told me that I could use that for my dissertation or my end of year report. So I did that then. I created a penetration testing report. Called penetration testing, yeah. Basically, a penetration testing report is where you assess a company's network, assess all of their processes and systems, and you're trying to hack the network and try and see what flaws are in that network and in that company. So then I created this penetration testing report for my dissertation, spoke with the company I used to work for, they were all good with it. I passed my dissertation, everything was all good. I was like, I want to work in cybersecurity, this is where I need to go. Take something away from this degree, it was quite a generic degree and there was a lot going on, but there wasn't a lot of things that you could really apply to the real world. But I was lucky that I found cybersecurity from this tiny part of my degree. For the 3 years that I was there, only an hour of it was actually useful. But I will say it did get me there, so it all depends on how you think about university. I wouldn't go back and study cybersecurity because I think there's better ways to learn it now. But my perspective, I was quite lucky. University did help me find out what I wanted to do. At 1 hour, it cost me £30,000 in student loan debt. So I was like, now I know what I need to do. I graduated university, gonna get a job in cybersecurity, fantastic. Well, it didn't turn out that easy because I didn't have any experience in cybersecurity. I only did my dissertation and I was really new to it. I had no professional experience. So unfortunately, I couldn't get any jobs. I did about, I don't know, it felt like 100 interviews. It's probably less than that, but it felt like 100 interviews, and they were all saying no because I didn't have any of that professional experience. But my IT experience, so I got a job on minimum wage in an IT training center where I was doing a lot of admin tasks and a lot of kind of networking and setting up the computers for the people that were turning in. Then out of nowhere, a company called Alert Logic came into Cardiff, and they started hiring for cybersecurity analysts. But again, I was going to these interviews. I did about 3 interviews for the same company, and I was failing the first stage because I just couldn't answer some of the basic analyst questions. So I was like, I need to go back to university. I need to go back and get a master's degree. That is what will get me the job. Went to the first day where they give you the student card, and I was like, okay, I'm going on to a master's. And one of the funny things was, in one of the first lectures, they actually talked about Alert Logic, and I was like, I've done interviews for them. And what was lucky enough, another job interview came back up, and the salary was a lot lower, which made me think it was more of a junior position. So it was around £18,000. So I was like, I'm going to go and try for that. I knew the interviews that we were doing, they were all on the phone. So what I did, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, you let me know. I had my headphones on, listening to the phone call, answering the questions, and then I was Googling then these cybersecurity introductory questions and the answers to try and kind of get through that first stage interview, because I did know that I could do the job. But it was just that I was failing at these first stage interview questions. You're a fraud, you're a cheat. But I had to get past that first stage interview because I knew deep down that I could do the job. It was just these interview questions, especially on the first stage, that were tripping me up. I got into my second stage interview, similar questions, but also I'd gone through them already, and I was starting to get on with the people in the interview. There's also another good benefit that you need to try and learn if you're going into these interviews or any kind of business meetings. Try and get on with people, try and build that trust. You're not very trustworthy, are you? Because you had your headphones on during the first interview. Hands up to that, but if I hadn't have done that, then I wouldn't have got to where I am today. And the funny thing is, those interview questions in the first stage and the second stage actually had nothing to do with the job. It advertised for £18,000 per year, and even then I was chuffed. But they offered me, when they phoned me up and offered me the job, they offered me £22,000 per year, and I was ecstatic. I was like, I just come out of uni, do a job at 22 grand a year, come on. This job was a security analyst role, and basically there's two types of roles in the industry. There's usually blue team or red team. Blue team are the defenders. You're the people who are trying to protect the network. You've got the red team then, which was more the penetration testing like I talked about, which are the people attacking the network. I've done today, I've stayed in the blue team side and I've specialized. I went through the ranks as an analyst and then went into the kind of the consultancy side, but still with the blue team. In that company for 3 years, where my salary went up to about £28,000 per year. And then after that 3 years, I left. I moved to London and worked in a bank doing cybersecurity analyst role, but more of a senior role. And I started earning around £75,000 per year. Pandemic hit, remote working became more of a thing, which actually was really hugely beneficial when you're trying to reduce your expenses, because obviously London is very expensive, but they wanted us to go back to the office full time. So I decided to find a remote consultancy job then, which earns me now about £100,000 per year. Different people, some people would be like, that's a hell of a lot of money. Some people would be like, okay, that's not that much money. I make 100 grand a month. But it showed me that it took me 6 years working to kind of get to this position where I am now. But some of the things I know now, you could probably do it within 2 years, maybe even less if you were really dedicated and you got really good at cybersecurity. It's skill and knowledge that you can apply to so many different industries, that every industry now wants cybersecurity. So you can become a specialist and you can become a consultant and you can charge them as much as you like really for the skills that you've got. Maybe you're good at firewalls, maybe you're good at instant response, maybe you're good at penetration testing. There's so many different avenues that you can specialize in, use that and turn that into a business, unlimited money. So it is feel like sky's the limit with cybersecurity. Obviously, if you want to stay in a job, then it's more secure, then you can do that. Or if you want to move into a business and start your own business, then you can also do that as well. Anybody that's looking to start in cybersecurity, the first thing I would do is go and watch a YouTube channel called Professor Messer. And what he shows is Security Plus, which is one of the certifications, beginner certifications in the industry. If you're really, really junior, start with the Network Plus. This will give you bare bones of networking, like I say, how the computers talk to each other. And then the Cybersecurity Security Plus will give you the bare bones on actually how to protect the network. But these are kind of really bare bones. These are kind of the starting blocks. But sometimes these might still be a bit too difficult. In that kind of sense, what you want to do is just Google Introduction to Cybersecurity courses. And you want to just be learning about recent attacks, how the attacks happen. Also, go on to cybersecurity jobs, like you can see here. Go on and see what the jobs require. That's basically what you need to do. Here's this junior analyst role. What do you need to do? These are the desirable skills. Just start learning those skills, and then you just need to do trial and error like I did. If you haven't got any experience in cybersecurity, just keep applying, because one of the main things these days is that there's so many jobs out there, but there isn't actually enough security people or security professionals to fill those jobs. The great thing about companies these days are embracing that remote culture, so you can actually work from wherever you want. Get to the point where you're even trying to outsource some of this stuff, so you never actually even have to do it, and you become more of a cybersecurity agency. Looking into Security Plus, Network Plus, start just looking at cybersecurity jobs, see what they're asking for, and start making your own curriculum and your own learning platform, and start learning these things to get these jobs. If you do have any questions, then I'm available on Instagram, available on TikTok. Different to some of the stuff that I've covered before. More of this is usually linked towards kind of personal finance, but I realized this is called the Wealth Creators Club. I need to show you people how to make some money so that you can be able to invest it, and the main way that I make it is through cybersecurity. So if you do have any questions, like and subscribe, because it really helps push this page to other people looking to do the same thing. See you next Wednesday, and thanks again.